Hey guys, and welcome to this video. Today we're going to cover 7 of the best chatterbait trailers for impressive bass results. If you can't decide on the best trailers to add to your chatterbait, we got you covered. Tournament anglers have been using chatterbaits for years on rivers and large bodies of water like Lake Okeechobee, but each fisherman customizes their chatterbait in their own way. And you can do the same with these options that we've researched for you. Let's get started. What are the 7 best chatterbait trailers? Well, number 1, we'll start with the Gary Yamamoto 4-inch Zako Swimbaits. Why do we love it? Well, it's still made by hand, and Yamamoto recently was acquired by GSM Outdoors, which only validates that Yamamoto is doing something right. It's beginning to be a standard in the industry. It's got a segmented body, a forked tail, and there's enough girth in the body that the weight keeps it down, so you can bounce it off of the weeds and bounce it off the bottom pretty easily. You can trailer it or use it Texas rigged for a weedless presentation, and it comes 6 to a pack. And now let's hear from Ron Colby of Yamamoto Baits.
One of our newest baits is this new Yamamoto Zako. It's been primarily designed to be a little swim bait and as a chatterbait trailer or a jig trailer. Has a really good really tight action on the tail. But one of the big things about this bait it does is the bulkiness and the weight of it. It actually lets you hold the bait down a lot more and keep it in the water column even lower. And because of this, with the salt and it's so soft, it'll compress the way it's designed. When the fish bite it, it will compress real easily and get out of the way of your hook.
Number 2 is the Strike King Rage Tail Craw. Why do we love it? Well, it's built like no other soft plastic bait. It's got realistic pinchers and a longer body, so you have a little bit more options in terms of how you use it. You can use it with a skirted football jig. If you pinch off about an inch, it'll make a really good presentation for you. And what to know? We've got 2 realistic pinchers. Comes in amber, green, or black. The long body is made to create turbulence, so it moves quite a bit. And you can trailer it, you can wobble head it, or Texas rig it, or even just use it as a pitching lure. And now let's hear from Steve Phillips from Strike King Europe.
First off then, we've got the Strike King Rage Craw. Now this is a standard size craw from Strike King. Lovely lure, loads of action going on with these claws. If you look closely at these claws, they've got the Rage flange on them there, and that's why this is called a Rage Craw. And what that does is it sits 90 degrees to the flat plane of the craw's claw, and when you pull that through the water, or when it falls through the water resistance acts on that flange, gives it loads of action, loads of random action as well as it's falling down. So there's always plenty of attraction going on in these lures when you're fishing them.
Number 3, the Yum Craw Chunk. Say that 3 times fast. Why we love it? Well, it really imitates a crawfish very realistically, or crayfish depending upon where you live. It's got solid claws. There's a lot more heft in the claws, and they're ribbed at the end, so it creates great action. And you can Texas rig this or use it by itself as well. And what you need to know, well, the solid claws have thick ribbed ends, like I said, and it's got a realistic meaty body. The claws are always moving, and again, you can Texas rig it, trail it, or use it as a flipping jig. And now let's hear from Chris Jones from Yum.
This is our 2 3/4 small chunk. This is our 3 1/4 craw chunk. This is our newest one in our lineup. This is my favorite for swimming a jig just about everywhere I go. And this is the 3 3/4. This is whenever you want to fish chocolate milk water, or you're looking for a big bite late in the day. This is the one I'd go to. If I was just going to have to choose one every day, it's going to be the 3 1/4, hands down. That's my favorite one.
By the way, you must have some ideas on what trailers you like to use. Comment below and let us know your favorites. And if you like this review, hit the like and subscribe button to help keep the channel going. Number 4, the Z-Man Razor Shad. Why we love it? Well, it's got a lifelike bait fish profile, and it's kind of a hybrid in that you can use it floating or diving. It does have a segmented body as well, and that tail will create quite a bit of movement. It's got a forked tail, it floats by itself, and you can pair it with the Z-Man Project Z to make a really nice presentation. And what you need to know, well, it's got a lifelike baitfish profile. You can use it as a bladed swim jig trailer. It's easy for weedless, and we recommend the 4.5 inch or 4.5 inch, as you'd like to say, and that comes 4 to a pack. And now let's hear from Z-Man Pro, David Walker.
Now, as you can see, it's not just another swim bait. It doesn't have the paddle tail. It actually has a vertical tail on it, and it has a segmented body. So what it does, it gives it that great, real seductive swimming action. Now, there's many ways you can rig it, but my favorite way of rigging it is on the back end of a chatterbait. Now, all the chatterbait trailers that I've used over the years, Diezel, Minnowz, the original chatterbait trailer, this one right here really seems to be paired up perfectly.
Next up is the Harmony Fishing Chatterbait Kit. And why we love it? Well, this thing is just a great value for the beginner. It comes with an overview document on how to fish it, how to rig it, and pretty much gives you 2-for-1 pricing, because it comes with a 3/8 ounce Z-Man chatterbait and 4 Razor Shadz trailers. It's just a really good value. Next up, the Biospawn Exoswim Paddle Tail Swim Bait. Why we love it? Well, it's scented with bioscent, so it attracts fish really well. And the segmented body and the tail together create tons of movement for this bait. It's great on a chatterbait, a spinnerbait, a swim jig. Use it on a weighted hook or even weightless. And it comes in 3 sizes, and they all have the incorporated hook slot, so you can make it a weedless presentation pretty easily. And what you need to know, well, you're going to get real life swimming action with the segmented body and the fat tail. It's scented, which is a bonus, and again that integrated hook slot to help you with a weedless presentation. And now let's hear from Elite Series Pro and Angler of the Year, Seth Fighter.
We got the 3.25 size. This is my absolute favorite. I live up north. We fish a ton of smallmouths. You spotted bass guys are going to love that size as well. Just a perfect get bit size. Fished a tournament out at Sturgeon Bay this year, caught a 7-pound smallmouth on that exact bait. This is a goby smoke. Killer color in clear water when fish are eating gobies. Actually got a lot of really cool colors in them this year, especially good smallmouth colors. Some chartreuse, got the fighter shad that kills them in the clear water, killer spotted bass color as well. And then we also got the other side of the spectrum, the 4.75. This is great for you largemouth guys. You can fish on a jig head or a underspin or weedless with the blade on the bottom. Really great way to target those bigger largemouths that are feeding on your gizzard shad or your big thread fins. But typically if it's smallmouths or spots, I'm hitting them with that little guy, and then if I'm fishing largemouths, I like to upsize it and try to get a bigger bite.
Next up, the Z-Man Diezel Minnowz Swim Bait. Why we love it? Well, it's really soft, and yet it's still durable being soft as well. And you can easily rig this weedless. It's pretty much bulletproof. Even though it is soft, it really is pretty tough. It's developed from feedback from many anglers, and it comes in 3 sizes, the 4, 5, and the 7-inch, the big size, for if you're going after largemouth bass. And what you need to know, the Elastec technology gives this durability and also keeps it soft at the same time. It's really lifelike, comes in 3 sizes, and again, very easy to rig it weedless. And now let's hear from Stephen Browning of the Z-Man Pro staff.
You hear me talk a lot about using the Diezel Minnowz as a chatterbait trailer, but this one I'm super stoked about, because look at the profile on this thing. I mean, it's going to be big, it's going to be bulky, and it's going to be the one that when you think or when you need to find a bait that's going to catch a big one, that's going to be the trailer that I'm going to use on my chatterbait. The vibration that the tail puts off is going to make that bait rise up a little bit more, so it will allow you to kind of feel the bait better as well. 3 different options that I have. Very effective when you need a bait with a bigger profile that's going to move some water, dingy water style fishing, muddy water style fishing. That's what I do. That's the reason I'm super stoked about the new 5-inch Diezel Minnowz.
And here are our final thoughts on the best chatterbait trailers for big bass. There's just a lot of different varieties of chatterbait trailers. We hope you've given some ideas on what are the best ones to use here. the 7 that we mentioned previously. And if you want more reviews like this, check out our sister blog at bertsguide.com/7besttrailers for chatterbaits. You'll get hundreds of articles on the outdoors at bertsguide.com. And the ones we featured here are linked in the description below. So if you choose to grab a couple using our links, it helps support our channel so we can keep doing informational reviews like this. And of course, it's at no extra expense to you. You must have some ideas on what trailers to use. Let us know in the comments below. Let us hear what your favorites are. And if you like this review, as always, hit the like and the subscribe button to help us keep this channel going. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you the next time.